I literally, people that watch American Pickers and Pawn Stars, this is my favorite. These are my favorite shows. And I am a collector, and I love it. So when I'm there at these places, I lose myself completely. I feel no heat. I feel no pain. I always say when I'm in heaven, it's going to be my heaven's a flea market.
It's really amazing to think of the gems that you can find, flea markets and garage sales.
Treasures.
We were just talking with Kim Mitchell, and he said that a lot of the times charities and stuff would come to him and ask like, "Oh, do you have anything that you wouldn't mind donating and stuff?" He's a very humble person, so he's like, "Here, you know what? How about you take a couple of my platinum records or a couple of my gold records, and you can auction them off, right?" And then he was in his neighborhood walking around one day with a friend, and they saw a garage sale, so they walked over, and sure enough, there's one of his platinum records for $5 at a garage sale. So just imagine the things you can find.
I love that. Are you kidding me?
No,
oh my God.
Yeah.
So I don't have a bronze record, but I did. So when I was younger, I did a calendar. So I did the fitness stuff. So I had one of my calendars I did in what's called the calendar's images. It was back in 1993. And at that time when I was doing this calendar, I was finishing up college, but I had a full-time job. Mm-hmm. And all the people from my office bought this calendar. And years later, one of the people they bought they were selling my calendar at a yard sale, and the guy had the nerve to tell me, "Hey Joe, I tried to sell your calendar, but nobody wanted to buy it." And he told me this. I'm like, "Really, dude? Why?" Well, sometimes you shouldn't just say things, but I know the feeling.
Well, you should have just been like, "Yeah, because nobody wants a used calendar that's out of date."
That's right. A used out-of-date calendar, correctly. Yeah.
I think you're crazy for trying to sell it.
Right. Well, exactly. If anything, the only person, think about it, the only person that really gives a crap about that calendar, one, is me.
Yep.
Because it's part of my history and part of things that I've done that I've had to work for to get myself into a certain shape. So, sometimes people just don't realize how hurtful they can be. But that poor singer to see his own.
I know, he was just like, we had a good laugh about that. That was really funny.
That's a great story. Yeah. I love it. Much humility too.
Sure.
So did he buy it?
Yeah.
Did he buy it back?
Didn't. He laughed. He's like, I couldn't even go over and look at it and pay $5 to get this thing back.
Oh,
he was
wow.
Just but he's not he's not the type of person who displays his records and his awards and everything, right? You know how some people have their gold and platinum records up on their walls and their Junos and all those things. He's just like, no. He actually was telling us how he went to his son's house, and I guess his son had found one of his Junos in the basement and had it on his mantelpiece, and he's like, "Hey, what's going on here?" So he's like, "Oh, I found it in storage."
I'm the opposite. I like to put things up. I have my office. Mm-hmm. I have my own office in my house, and I like to put things up. To me, I think everything comes from everything I have comes from a thought.
Yeah. And
to me, it's. I work, we all work hard for things. And I think sometimes we need reminders of that we can still, and to be appreciative of things that we've done and that we have and the gifts we've given, because, whatever thing you have, like your song or if you did a certain, whatever project it was, mm-hmm. it could have always gone another direction.
Yeah.
And it just gives you appreciation and appreciation, motivation. And so for me, I like that as a motivator.
Yeah.
To know that things, sometimes you do things you think are impossible.
Yeah.
That you never thought you could.
Mm-hmm.
And when you put some of the impossible things up in your wall, you realize how possible things are.
Yes.
And you can keep on reaching for bigger and better things.
Yeah. For sure.
And that's just my take on it.
Yeah. What's the best thing you've ever eaten?
The best thing I've ever
eaten. Yes.
Steak, medium rare. Steak, medium rare.
A truist, perfect way to have a steak. Yeah. Have you ever had a crush on a fictional character And if so, who?
Oh yeah, absolutely. When I was, let me see. Oh, I've had a million crushes, you know. But would it be my first crush or all of them?
Oh,
my
one
first
that would come
was
to mind.
Dana. Yeah, the first one that would come to my mind when I was younger was Dana Plato. It's so sad
Okay.
for a young lady, but yeah, she was as a young kid. I used to watch that show, and I thought she was the prettiest, you know, thing in the world. Back when I was a kid, because I was different strokes. Dana Plato, poor thing, and these young actors can fall into such hard times, and it was just really sad what happened. So to these young actors.
Yeah.
But Dana Plato was my first crush.
Yeah, I remember her. Yeah. All right. Question number 20. What's the favorite podcast you've been on in the last 12 hours?
Yours.
That's awesome. Amazing. Right on.
And I didn't even think. I didn't have to think.
I know that one came out instantly. That's great.
Well, yeah. And because I'm a co-host.
That's right.
This is my first co-hosting position. And how could I not feel honored and blessed and grateful to be a co-host with you, man? I
really appreciate it. It's nice. It's been like I said, we've done the show a little out of order, but it's flowed smooth right from the moment that you came in. So it was amazing.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for taking the time with us. Do you have anything that you'd like to plug or anything that you're working on? Some social media sites or anything?
You know, there's a lot of different things. You know, you mentioned the Opiate Diaries on Amazon right now. I like to plug that, not for me, but more for, I do believe that, you know, you're put in certain positions in life that if you can make a difference or help somebody out, I think people, young kids, maybe, you know, graduating high school, college, etc., or families should watch it, because it gives you an understanding of how dangerous, let's say, pain pills. If you get hurt and you're on Vicodin, you take Vicodin and things like that, and how dangerous and what can happen if you're not careful. And even the person who thinks they're most careful and they have the most control, they could lose control really fast. So this is such a good film that could change you. And, you know, it's you know, it's an independent project. It was done. You know, it's done like a film, but it's also documentary style. Okay. So it really gives people a good understanding. So, from the perspective of helping others, I want to plug that because I think people should see it. And that's on Amazon Prime, the Opiate Diaries. If you ever want to see some of the things I'm doing, I always kind of post it on my, on YouTube. So you can always do Joe Finfera on YouTube. Okay. And I have like episodes I've done on General Hospital, or I did a TV show for Lifetime called Crazy Love. I have that on there. And I have another episode I did for a TV show called Betrayed, where I play a detective. That is on Amazon as well. And it's Betrayed Season 4, Episode 4, Kiss of Death, if you ever want to see that. And then, you can always check me out on IMDb. It shows like things are coming out, but, or you can go to Instagram. Instagram, I'm pretty good too, Joe Finfera on Instagram. I'm always, like if something's coming out, I definitely always post it. So,
excellent. Perfect. Well, we really appreciate it. And for all our listeners who are on the road right now listening to this episode, who don't want to necessarily surf to it immediately, if you go over to our website, www.thefap.ca, you can go to our guest section and check up Joe's profile and some links to those social medias. We'll make sure we get those up there for you.
Thank you, sir.
Well, thank you very much again, Joe. And hopefully we can loop back around with you and have you back sometime.
Hey, that sounds great. You give me a call. I'm always available. If your partner's gone and you need somebody else, hey, I'm just a call away.
That's amazing. Thank you very much, Joe.
Thank you, buddy.
Have a great day. Take care.
Bye.
So this is a good time for us to pitch our social media. You could get us on our website,
thefap.ca.
On Twitter
is thefap4.
You can get us on Instagram.
Is the Fap Podcast.
Don't forget our Facebook.
The Freaking Awesome Podcast.
And you can always reach out via email.
thefappodcast@gmail.com. I'm on the air, we got this podcast.
Not again.
Wicked sweet.